I welcome everybody into another Dominion night, first of its kind in 2022. My name is Prophet FASESIN GILBERT, CCC Gethsemane Model Cathedral, Ikola, Lagos. Once again, Happy New Year. I decree by the power in the blood of Jesus that this year shall be your year of multiple blessings in the name of Jesus Christ. Ọdún yìí á jẹ́ ọdún ọ̀pọ̀ ìbùkún fún ẹ lórúkọ Jésù. Ayé ẹ á já sí ìbùkún. Ìrìn àjò ẹ á já sí ìbùkún. Ìdáwọ́lé ẹ á já sí ìbùkún. Ìgbésí ayé ẹ á já sí ìbùkún. Èrò ọkàn ẹ á já sí ìbùkún. Níwọ̀n tá ó bá parí ọdún yìí, wàá ka ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tó rí kójọ, wàá dẹ̀ máa yí níwájú Ọlọ́run. Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa, àmín. Tonight, we have a very, very important topic to discuss. And that is the tragedy of God's silence. The tragedy of God's silence. Ewu tó wà nínú kọ́lọ́run dákẹ́ kó má bá yàn sọ. Ewu tó wà nínú kí Ọlọ́run dákẹ́ kó má bá yàn sọ. Kò sóhun tó burú tó kí Ọlọ́run má bá yàn sọ̀rọ̀ tàbí kéèyàn bá sọ̀rọ̀ kó má dáhùn. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọkàn tó ń gbọ́ mi lénìí níbikíbi tó wù kẹ́ ẹ lè wà. Mo mọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ bó ṣe ń gbọ́ mi kò lájẹ̀, kò lẹ́mìí òkùnkùn, kò mọ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ ògùn, kò ṣe é rí, kò wọ́n pọ̀fọ̀ létí ẹni tó bá gbọ́ ọ̀fọ̀ rí orí tẹ́lì ló ti ń gbà borí online, kò mọ̀ nípa magic, kò tiẹ̀ tíra rí. Ohun kan oṣù tó mọ̀ ò ní orúkọ Ọlọ́run. Ó gbàdúrà kó lọ church, ó lè ka Bible. Now kẹ́ni ẹ tún ó wá di eléyìí pé ó pe Ọlọ́run, Ọlọ́run yẹn má wá dáhùn. Ṣe rí i pé ohun ńlá kan ni. The only defense you have, ẹnìkan oṣù tó jẹ́ láàbò ẹ tó dẹ̀ ní alternative, ó wá pè é ó mọ̀ wá dáhùn, ó bẹ́ẹ̀ ó má dáhùn, ó kánlẹ̀kùn ó má sọ̀rọ̀. That's why I say it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy o. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn ní o mọ̀ pé ohun tó le ni. Because ó gba àwẹ̀ ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, ó gbọ́ kankan tọ́lọ́run sọ. Ó ṣèṣọ́ òru, ó ń retí kọ́lọ́run sọ̀rọ̀ kò sọ̀rọ̀. Ó lọ síwájú wòlíì àbíwájú alàgbà, wọ́n ní àlàáfíà, ìwọ gan dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kì í ṣe àlàáfíà. Ojú ohun tó lágbára When God is silent, you and I need to ask some questions. We need to ask questions when he's silent. For example, we need to ask that question, is this silence temporary or permanent? Ṣọlọ́run kan dákẹ́ gbàdí ẹ̀dá tó ti dákúrá pátá náà nìyẹn kò ní bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Kí ni mo ṣe? Must be one of your questions. What have I done wrong that made God to keep quiet on my case? Another one ni pé Ṣọlọ́run sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé mi ò gbọ́ ni? Am I spiritually deaf? Èèyàn wọ́n lọ wo etí ẹ̀ wò pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Mi ò gbọ́. Ṣó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni tí mi ò fi gbọ́? Mo gbàdúrà fún ẹnìkan tó ń gbọ́ mi lálẹ́. Ohunkóhun tí ó lè fà á tí ọ̀run òfin níbẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́dún yìí, k'Olúwa kó fàyà kúrò láyé ẹ lórúkọ Jésù. Once there is God's silence, then there is God's absence. But that silence is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. In fact, you know that even we ordinary human beings, there are many reasons a human being can keep quiet. Many, many reasons. At least you and I may get quiet because we are angry. We may keep quiet because we disagree with something that somebody has said or done. We may decide to keep quiet because we are taking our time to think about what you are saying or somebody is doing. And you may decide to keep quiet because you don't like that person. So, bí àwa ènìyàn ṣe ní reason láti keep quiet, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà l'Ọlọ́run ní reason to be silent. The issue on ground now is this. Tó bá ti di wípé o ti gbàdúrà gbàwẹ̀ o gbọ́ kankan látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run, wàhálà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Wàhálà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Tó bá ti di wípé Ọlọ́run fi ẹ́ lẹ̀ kò bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ó lọ rán ẹnìkan nílé kẹta sí ẹ, that's a signal. That's a signal that problem is around. That's a signal. Let's read Psalm 28. Psalm 28. And see what is written in verse 1. Psalm 28, verse number 1. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord my Lord. Be not silent to me. Lest, if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. This Bible is confirming it that God can be silent to something. So if God is not talking to you, you are as good as dead. You are as good as dead. Torí bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó sùn lálẹ́ yìí, or anywhere tó ti ń gbọ́ mi ní wákàtí tó ń gbọ́ mi, tètè wọnú àdúrà lọ. Olúwa ohun gbogbo tó máa dí etí mi tí mi fi ní gbọ́ ohùn rẹ, yọ kúrò. Olúwa ohun gbogbo tó máa dí etí mi tí mi fi ní gbọ́ ohùn rẹ, yọ kúrò lọ́dún. Lord, whatever will block my spiritual eyes, ears, from hearing from you, remove all those things away from my ear in the name of Jesus. Àdúrà tí mo fẹ́ kó gbà lé ní ẹ̀ kó tó sùn. You know the Bible says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and he opens the door, then I will come in. But the key is, if you will hear, what of if you don't hear? May you hear the voice of the Lord in the name of Jesus Christ. So it's a terrible experience. It's a terrible experience for heaven to be silent right now. Ohun ìpanilẹ́kún ńlá ni o. Bí ọ̀run dákẹ́, ó máa sọ̀rọ̀. Ìyẹn ni Olúwa ní ká sọ lẹ́yìn. Pé ó máa tètè wọ inú àdúrà lọ. Dávídì sọ ní Psalm 83. Psalm 83 verse 1. Keep not thou silent, O God. Keep not thou silent, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Lord. Àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ yìí jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run máa ń panu mọ́ tí kì í dá sí mi. There is a scenario in 1 Samuel chapter 28, verses 6 and 7. God gave instruction to King Saul, and he disobeyed that instruction. After he had disobeyed Almighty, he now comes back to consult God, and God became silent. Hey. Again, some of you are listening to me now. Witchcraft, you don't have. Familiar spirit, you don't know anything about it. Juju, you don't have. Incantation, you don't know how to say it. Magic, you never try it in your life. The only thing you do is you trust God. You read Bible and you pray. If you are now disobeying that God you trust, if you are not disobeying the only power you have, if you are not disobeying that God that is your defense, then where do you go? The only power you have, the only person who can help you, you are not offending him, you are not disobeying him. And now, the hatred is now between you and the only God you trust. What do? Where do you go from there? That is why, as you are starting this year, check yourself. Oh. Tó bá ti ń di wípé ó gbàdúrà ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, ọjọ́ méje, ọjọ́ mẹ́rin, Ọlọ́run ò bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ rárá. Yálà lójú oorun tàbí lójú àlá tàbí nínú ìran tàbí ní ọkàn ẹ. There is problem. Ọlọ́run ṣe wàá rán ẹnìkan ní bus stop. Ó máa sọ àlá fún ẹ. Ogun ti dé o. I will tell you what to do. But I need to let you know there is problem. It's dangerous. Like that 1 Samuel, God had gone beyond his limit. So, had gone beyond his limit. God told him, he gave him instruction, what to do and what not to do. He went there. He did what God said he should not do. And because of that, God kept quiet. He openly disobeyed God. He understood the instruction of God, yet he disobeyed. He now came back to him, kneeling down in front of God, start praying, start fasting. And God kept quiet. He did not answer. He began to consult God. He began to make inquiry, but everything was in vain. God was very silent. No answer of any kind. No dream at night to reveal what will happen. No voice to reveal the secret to the future. No prophet received anything to talk. No voice from heaven again. All was silent. Everywhere was silent when Saul needed to hear from God. Ìgbà tó fẹ́ gbọ́ kó lọ́run sọ̀rọ̀ gan ni kò gbọ́ kankan. Saul was knocking at the gate of heaven. And the gate of heaven barred him. No response. There was a terrible silence. You must have heard about the silence of the desert. This kind of silence is even more worse and dangerous than the silence of a desert. You must have heard about the silence of a graveyard. God's silence is more worse than silence of a graveyard. So be careful. Be careful. If there are things you have been doing that's keeping you away from the voice of the Lord, please, I'm begging you, this year, stop doing them. Stop doing them. God's silence is the kind of silence that man cannot tolerate. The silence from heaven. The situation whereby heaven is not talking to you. Heaven is not giving you signal. No voice from anywhere. No vision at night. No dream. No discerning spirit. You are totally in that. Listen to me tonight. If God can abandon you and go to a third party and be talking to that person about you, then you are in a problem. If God will abandon you, the priest of your house, you, the prophet of your family, you, the alagba of your generation, if he's no more talking to you, if you now decide to go and talk to your child, then you are in a big trouble. Daddy, brethren, if God could abandon you, and you need to be roaming about the house of prophets, this prophet, that prophet, to hear what the Lord is saying about your life, then you are in trouble. Tọ́lọ́run bá fi kọ̀tí ò bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Jẹ́ pé igbó Badagry ló dẹ̀ ń lọ káàkiri kó tó lè gbóhùn Olúwa. Ẹlòmíì go as far as Ghana to hear from God. Some people told me yesterday that you will be going to Ethiopia in February to hear from God, from Nigeria. Hey, you are in a big mess. If God cannot talk to you again in your room until you get to a mountain, you must know you are in a big problem. You should sit down and find out why he's no more interested in. Can you pray this prayer? Talk to God tonight. Every spiritual deafness, spiritual blindness in my life, I cast and ban you today in the name of Jesus. Odi ẹ̀mí àti ìfọ́jú ẹ̀mí. Mo bá yín wí lọ́dún yìí lórúkọ Jésù Kristi. Bá yín wí. Bá wí o. Bá wí o. Bá wí o. Where there is a silence from heaven, it is not that heaven cannot hear. It's not that heaven is too weak to know what you are saying. The Bible says, his hands are not short. His ears are not there. Heaven is alive to the cage. He can hear. Heaven is able to deliver. God knows how to meet the case. Yet, he decides to be silent. He decides to keep quiet because you disobey him. Brethren, to cry, to shout, to vigil, to fast, and yet no answer. To search, and yet no light. It's painful. It's painful. Silence from heaven can result in great disaster. So we are just beginning the year. It's the right time for you to go on your knees and beg God. And beg God not to be silent about your faith. It's the right time for you to go on your knee and beg God to open your eyes to see. Once there is a divine silence, then there is a divine action. And that is dangerous. Again, once you are praying and you find out that heaven is no more talking to you, these are things you must do. These are things you must do. These are things. Number one, you need to examine your life. Tó bá ti dé kó gbàdúrà ó gba àwẹ̀ ìṣòro, Ọlọ́run ò bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀, Ọlọ́run dákẹ́ lórí ohun tó ń béèrè. Àwọn nǹkan tó lè ṣe rèé o. Number one, yẹ ayé ẹ wò. Ṣé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kan wà nínú ayé ẹ tí o ti kàn?